afternoon, going into evening. US 54 northbound, north of Tularosa, north of Las Cruces, north of Alamogordo, White Sands. We're basically taking a shortcut from I-10, which would have taken me over to Texas, to to Amarillo. I mean, towards not Amarillo, El Paso. Sorry, but I do not want to go that far south. We're going up to Fargo, North Dakota, so we're going more northward here, out of Las Cruces. We're heading up here first to Corazizo, little town here in New Mexico. Then up to Vaughn, then up to Santa Rosa on I-40, where we're going to stop and do a load check. Then we got another 60 miles almost to Tucumcari, New Mexico, where we're going to be stopping. Hey, Miss Linda Barker, welcome to New Mexico. Hope Ohio is not too much of a frozen wasteland right now. So 3:30, we got another hour at least of sunlight, so we're heading north, we're heading a little bit east, so the sun's not going to be in our eyes. We already had that this morning when we left Tucson. We'll see how well, I believe up here, by the time we get to Vaughn, the signal may crap out on us. It may go sooner than that, because this really is land, comparatively. And there's a few towns along the way, but not a whole lot of people, which I like. So we got a bit of mountain over to our east. We got mountains over to the west. And we got a bit of hill that we get to drive through. So we are good to go. So we just went through a work area, a work zone. Which I anticipated them still working on this road. So they're doing some repaving. And I guess 65 is not fast enough for this guy. Oh well. Like I said, we're going to get up here to Tucumcari, roughly 3.5 hours, roughly away. Probably a little bit more, 3 hours, 45 minutes. We got about 130 miles or 145 miles to Santa Rosa, which is going to be just a little bit over 2 hours. Then Tucumcari on I-40 / US 54, because the road we're on now follows all the way over to Tucumcari as well. And we're going to stay on 54 when we leave there tomorrow, heading up towards Kansas. I said, we're just gonna make our way through the day. We got started a little bit later than normal. We didn't get started until after 8 o'clock this morning. I slept in a little bit to make sure I was fully well rested, awake, alert. I'm not in a hurry, so it didn't matter if I slept in a little bit. So we're good. But we're just going to be bebopping along here at basically 65 miles an hour for the vast majority of this 144 miles. You know, going through some of these we've got to go through a couple small towns. You know, we're going to slow down to 35, 40 miles an hour. When we get to Carzozo, we got to slow down to like 30 miles an hour, 25 I believe, for a little bit going through that town. Getting up towards Vaughn, we're going to slow down to, I think, 40. I think it's a slow. It's been several months since I've been through there, so you know, we're gonna we'll just do what we got. We'll just take it nice and easy, go through there nice and safe and legal. Unlike this knucklehead who's got to be riding my butt, now has to go faster than the speed limit because he's important. And where's your turn signal, pal? You don't believe in turn signals? Now you obviously don't believe in following the law, so why use a turn signal? I mean, you could have waited for the passing lane. I would have moved over. But you got to get there right now. I think you just didn't like being behind a big truck that's doing the speed limit. That's a really difficult thing to do. Like I said, we're going to get up here to Santa Rosa. There's a TA and a Love's on the south side of I-40. The Pilot Flying J is north of I-40 and down the road a little ways. So I'm not going to waste my time going to that, just to pop in and pop out for a load check. I'll probably just pop into the TA, Petro, whatever it is. Basically just pull over, make sure my chains and straps are tight, make sure everything's good with the truck, and then roll on the last 60 miles basically. What should take a little under an hour to get to Tucumcari. I've already reserved myself a parking spot. So, already paid for that. My spot should be empty when I get there, or somebody's going to have a rude awakening and be forced to get out because I paid for my spot. I really hate that. If you parked in a reserved spot and you didn't pay for it, that's called being a jerk. And really, in essence, that's called being a thief. You know, let's see who we got here. John Francis. How you doing? Welcome to New Mexico. US 54. Let's see, where are we at? We're coming up on Carzozo. So we'll be going through that town next here in a little bit. Like I said, if you park in a parking spot that somebody else paid for and you didn't pay for it, that's like going into a hotel room and not paying for it. It's a theft, in my opinion. If you couldn't get to a spot and parked at a reasonable time, and then there's no parking spots there, that's your fault. So when somebody comes banging on your door, hey, you didn't pay for the spot, get out. Don't get upset. The only time I get upset when someone bangs on my door is when I've paid for the spot, like I did a couple days ago in Deming, New Mexico. I paid for a spot at the Petro, almost midnight, knucklehead comes banging on my door. Did you pay for your spot? Yes, and if you had actually taken 2 seconds to go into that computer and see all the people who are supposed to be in those parking spots, you wouldn't come be banging on the door of someone who paid. Oh, I had a few choice words for her. They were not exactly polite words. You know, waking me up at near midnight, please. But, you know, before you come pounding on the door, make sure the door you're pounding on is somebody who doesn't belong there. That's my little rant. All right, whatever. All right, so we stopped a little bit north of Alamogordo, New Mexico, which is north of Las Cruces, which is just a little bit north of El Paso, Texas, right near the border. We stopped at the Tularosa Travel Center. We did a 30-minute break sitting there. And one of the reasons I like stopping there, one, they're always courteous. They're always provide decent service, you know. They're always pleasant to deal with. I've never had an attitude problem from anybody. It's not a popular, I don't know, maybe 13, 14 trucks could park in there comfortably.